Okay, we are back. We have the second day of the first qualifier of the Masters Clash, everybody. So yeah, this is actually a little bit of a special one. Obviously, we had the group stage to deal with, where we had a lot of best of two matches. But right now, we have a tiebreaker, because in Group 2, the group that we didn't cover, now you have to keep in mind, a lot of these games took place at the same time. There was an insane amount of games that was played out simultaneously. So we focused literally on one of the groups, and now we're heading into Dragonshire, which is a bit of a bonus. So if you're tuning into this, then you're probably looking at the two teams. If you're tuning in on YouTube, then you're looking at the two teams and it's like, wait a second. That doesn't line up with what the title of the match promises me. But yeah, this is a little bit different here, because we are now going into a tiebreaker. So in Group 2, it seems like Team overdid it a bit with their trollolololol, or they were just straight up defeated. I don't know what exactly happens. But Team Rage Quit took first slot in the group, and MC Academy and Team are currently tied for second place, and only the top two out of the group advance to this little bracket that we have here, which means that we have a tiebreaker. It's literally a best of one. That's all that they're playing out here, so it's one single map that they're playing, and whoever wins this one advances in qualifier number 1, and the loser is going to drop out of the first qualifier and will have to go again in the next one. So it's an interesting situation, especially of course since we have Nagrom on the side of the MC Academy. Now some of you will immediately jump in and say like, hey, wait a second, didn't he play with Team Y? Isn't he a part of the team? And well, you're not quite wrong, you're not quite correct there either. So he subbed in for Team Y when they played in Miami. He is technically a main tank, but he played as a support player for them because they needed someone to sub in for the Miami tournament, and well, he did exceptionally well in the support role, but he will play the main tank for his team for the MC Academy. But just so if there's a little bit of confusion, I hope that helps to to clear things up. Now we have 3 supports right away banned. We got Rhaegar already out of the picture, we have Lucio banned out on Dragonshire and Brightwing, so a lot of the heroes that help you with either camp clear or facilitate very quick rotations between lanes are taken out. Straight up aggressive draft from the boys in red, since we have Muradin and Karazim. So already Karazim trying to just dive in after Muradin makes the initial hop with the Stormbolt follow-up most likely. But we got Sylvanas for Cookie, and that denies it to Dino. I mean, Dino would have loved to play with Sylvanas probably as well. When he gets a chance, he plays it. His Tracer's already banned out. He still has plenty of other heroes that he could excel with here, but he has that affiliation with Sylvanas, and of course Tracer is also another big one for him. But either way, now Maiev gets banned too, so that they're really trying to eliminate some of these playmaker heroes. The fact that Nagrom played with Team War for such a long time helps him also to draft against them, since he knows their draft patterns. He's very familiar with what they're trying to do here. But the red team is the favorite heading into the series. I mean, there's no denying that. So right now, as this all plays out, we got the ban on Rexa, the King of Dragonshire, is banned. There was already a decision made earlier by Dequaza to go into Hogger, which is interesting too, because they didn't go for Blaze. So Blaze is still up. And they didn't ban Blaze either. Instead, we have Rexa banned, so that he can't dominate the top lane on Dragonshire. So that one's still open. Should be taken here, and there we have it. Plus Stukov as a follow-up. So already multiple stuns that are being set up. Stukov with a lurking arm that can follow up on that. Sylvanas with damage and a potential wailing arrow, of course, too. And that is... It's a really good comp. And it's an interesting one as well, if they can follow through with it. Jungler as a follow-up on Muradin's stun is also kind of nice. 7-sided strike from Karazim always has an option. And then Genji for Ultralisk. So a very well-rounded lineup for Team Ra, but not a shabby draft for the blue team either. So the MC Academy with the final pick here as Panda Colada is going for the last one. Needs a bit more damage, either in form of a melee, or they can go for something, yes, in this case Lulinara. And that sets us up for the little tiebreaker. So before we go into the first game of today's bracket, in the first qualifier of the Masters Clash, we're heading into our little tiebreaker here. MC Academy against Team everybody. Let's go. It's time to party! A single game between the two teams here to decide which one moves on to the next round, which is the semi-final in our little bracket that we're playing out today. So again, if you weren't unfamiliar with the format, I'm going to explain in just a moment, but let's introduce the two teams first. On the left side, we got a Nagrom on a Nubarak. We have the MC Academy with Panda Colada and Lunara. Vetters is playing Blaze, Cookie on Sylvanas, and Warren is playing Stukov. On the right side of the map, it's Dino and Junkrat for team. We got Banana H and Karazim, Ultralisk on Genji, Masquerade on Murden, and Quasar is playing Hogger. So the qualifiers are a little bit different. They changed the format before the first qualifier started. Initially it was supposed to be a normal bracket, as we have also in the X-Cup qualifiers, but they go for a different system here. It's always a 2-day qualifier, and oh, that's a kill. Yeah, Masquerade immediately gets murdered, pulling a bit of an early Lauber here. So Muradin goes down the drain as the Academy is showcasing that they want to go to the next round and eliminate Team. Wow. That's actually kind of wild. So good start for them. And they're already looking for a potential second kill, but Banana H gets away. But as I was about to explain, so all of these qualifiers that we have for the Masters Clash, keep in mind there's 12,000 euros on the line. All the What is Lunara doing? Lunara commits Sudoku, sits on the opponent's side of the map, solves a math puzzle while she gets murdered, and then Quasar at the same time topside might also be going down if he doesn't get his cooldown back, and yeah, that's a kill for a kill. But Lunara definitely a bit over-aggressive. I guess she was double-checking what's happening around the Siege Giants and then got caught, but whew, that's some early game fireworks that I definitely didn't expect here. Now, either way, coming back to my point, all of these qualifiers are 2-day events. Day number 1, we are playing out a group stage between 2 groups, and the top teams of each group then advance to day 2, where they will play in a mini bracket with 4 teams. So that's pretty much what's going on. That's how you get closer to qualifying for the actual Masters Clash. And keep in mind that that main event for the Masters Clash is an offline event that takes place in Paris. So it's actually pretty cool. Not only is there a lot of prize money involved, but for the players it's always nice when they can go to offline events and, you know, just meet up with everybody, shoot the shit a little bit, just have some fun. It's a very different experience playing on stage in front of the crowd than if you're just sitting in your boxer shorts in front of the PC. So, Cookie! Genji with the kill. Nicely done by Ultralisk. Ultralisk coming in and just finishing off Sylvanas. So, nicely done. And they are looking for another one. It seems like Vetters might fall too. Warren is doing what he can with Stukov to help him out a little bit. But, yeah, he is able to get away. At the same time, though, down at the bottom of the map, we have a dead Junkrat. So there's just action all over the place right now. Aggression at the top shrine, a little bit of partying down here at the bottom with a kill on Junkrat. We have 3 kills to 2 now in favor of the MC Academy. And if anybody expected them to head into this game and just roll over, then they are in for a surprise. Because these guys are here to play it out. But, of course, Team, they are still the favorite in all of this. And oftentimes, when they have struggled in the early game, once level 10 abilities kick in and they can coordinate around their heroic abilities, they are just absolutely opening it up and going ham. Nagrom down here is also getting a bit caught and needs to be very careful. Yeah, the mine nearly was a problem for Sylvanas, but they're able to get away from it. And now with the Siege Giants, they are starting to pressure the bot lane pretty significantly, especially since Sylvanas can help out too. So good for them. Nagrom misses the stun with the Nubarak, pays with his life for it. They get some damage done to the structures at the bottom of the map. But of course, they also had some problems topside, where the Quasar has already taken out the entire wall here. 3 kills to 3, an early move into level 7 now for them. And Sylvanas escapes as Genji is looking for another kill. And they're going for the Dragon Knight, and they get the first one. Ultralisk moved into the middle as they lock in the control over to both shrines. And that allows them to easily take the DK and now poke it out slowly, move in with one Dragon's Breath after another to try and take some of those minion waves down, damage the structures. And it is up to the MC Academy to defend, fight back, and try to push them back out here. So, yeah, time will tell. But I mean, at this point, there's of course also pressure set up at the bottom of the map, because Dino, Masquerade, and Banana H are not pushing with the Dragon Knight, they're instead trying to make a play here. Topside also, a bit of an attempt to go for the Quasar. This time he saw that coming and was able to make his way out of the battle, so the gank not successful. But they need more down here. Panda Colada on his Lunara is not enough to deal with this 3-man push, and they are now finally sending some more heroes to the bot lane to deal with that. But the Dragon Knight has been active until now in the mid lane, taking down the entire wall and nearly destroying the fort too. So there's already a serious amount of momentum in the hands of the red team. especially considering that they are pulling ahead in experience towards an early level 10. Something we should definitely not frown upon, because that is a significant window that we're talking about here. Now, a bit of a collapse into the mid lane as they're attempting to make a play for Blaze, and he is dead. He can delay the inevitable, but he's down, and that also seals the deal on the fort. That one gets destroyed. Now, they took the camp at the bot lane, but that alone is not going to make up for it. Sylvanas is trying to help out with the push, but there's another problem for the blue team, and that's the top lane, where Hogger is pushing one minion wave after another into the fort and will very likely get another hit soon. Level 10 abilities are there. You don't want to fight that battle, but for some reason they do. And Sylvanas dies immediately as the Riptire connects. So still, Dino very, very low, but he survives, is able to get the kill. We now got the 7-sided strike too. Topside fort has fallen, and the momentum has definitely shifted in the game. From the early game aggression that we saw from the MC Academy to now them losing 2 forts and team slowly pulling ahead here. And they still don't have level 10. And Masquerade sees all of this. He knows what's coming. They need level 10 if they want to have a chance to fight for that camp. And it's so close that even Team is just sitting there saying, alright boys, we're not going to risk anything here. We're far enough ahead right now. We don't need that camp. It's a nice opportunity, but let's not overdo things. In come the heroic abilities for the Academy. And that gives us, a 7-sided bunker time. The bunker saved the day for now. They're trying to make a dive for Masquerade. Stun into stun, and goodbye Muradin. The dwarf is dead. Bit of a shockwave attempt by Nequaza, but he gets caught with another beautiful stun here. Now Blaze died as well as Genji is starting to clean house. Ultral is coming in for one kill after another. Huge battle. And as the dust settles, it's 3 down for the blue team and 2 on the side of Team. Now we're going to take another quick look at that, but as you can see here, I mean, Meridian was the first one to get blown up, but then it was just an absolute disaster on both sides as kill after kill comes in. Especially Genji is just ripping them apart. And talking about him, he gets another kill down here at the bottom of the map as they go for Lunara, and Warren is also very much so alone. He's trying to avoid the inevitable from happening, but it is kill number 10 for the red team. They have pulled ahead by 2 levels, and they got level 13. Now we got the healing stat again, so together with this level 4 we now have that synergy. Masquerade was literally interrupted by a hero minion as he was attempting to get the next Dragonite for the team, but given the advantage that they have in talents, they should be able to move in and reclaim the control of the bot shrine. Junkrat is pushing the top in the meantime, and as you can see now, 19,000 damage for Genji, top damage in the game, 13k on the side of the MC Academy. And they find themselves in that awkward spot where on the one hand they want to be aggressive and try to bring the fight to Team, but then again they are down in talent, so they can't really do that. They even have to sacrifice the Dragonite, and that one is straight up on his way down to the bot lane in an attempt to take the final fort down. So they are really in trouble here, and they know it too. They have to somehow turn this, but how do they do that from here on out? They try to get some free damage onto the Immortal, maybe dive behind it. Sorry, the Dragonite. Dive behind it for Dino, but they can't get a kill here. They need to avoid dying more so than anything else. They will have to sacrifice the fort one way or another, but eventually they need to win some fights here. And currently they can't do that. Ultralisk, followed by Lunara. And Lunara has to be careful in a situation like this. On the one hand, you're chasing Genji away. On the other hand, if he turns, you might find yourself at the receiving end of an ass-kicking. Nagrom diving into the 7-side, but Lunara is down. Murden jumped in, got the kill, and now they're making a play for Blaze, who bunkers up quickly. Sylvanas is attempting to help out, and Genji is low, but he is all alone, and that's another swift strike kill as Ultralisk finishes him off. 21,000 damage for him by now, and we are closing in on the next talents for both teams here. So here comes the next one. We got on the left side, move straight up. Oopala, yeah. Nagrom gets out, alright. Good damage also against Dino, I might add. Sylvanas is getting some serious work done in a lot of these fights, but it's just not enough. I mean, it's nice damage, but it's not enough damage to really have an impact here. They're trying to make a play for Kerosene, though. That could be an interesting one. Maybe now an opportunity to make this happen. Virulent reaction for Stuko, but here's the kill. Sylvanas is down. Cookie crumbles under the pressure. and the crumbs get swished off the map. 5 kills to 13, level 16 talent advantage. I mean, that's about as bad as it gets here. 3 levels of elite. The stats advantage alone is crazy. Another 7-sided, and Nagrom is nearly dropped. But they try to go for Ultralisk, and he might still fall. I think he has enough hit points to survive here, especially if Karazin can come up with a kill. But the globe alone is already helping him. And after Blaze died, Stukov now also gets dropped. Then getting another kill as Lunara is murdered by Genji. And Ultralisk is just going through them like hot butter through cheese in pretty much every single fight. One swift strike after another, a couple of shurikens headed their way. And he is just crushing them. So really nice play by him. Hasn't died yet in this game either. And they're going for another Dragonite too. So straight up, coming in for DK number 3 if I'm not mistaken. And that should help them to potentially even take a keep down. They're certainly going to aim for that. With all the forts gone, that's the logical next step here. And they're starting to make their play right there. Yeah, at the bottom of the map, as you can tell, they're again trying to dive. They can't wait for the same talents anymore. In a normal situation, you would wait for 16, but they're so far behind that that is not an option. So here comes the 7-sided strike again as they're playing this out. Nagrom is falling, drops the cocoon, but that didn't do anything for him either. Dragonite is busy at the bot lane. We are now 12 kills ahead, an entire dozen for Team Wa. And they are coming straight in with a little bit more action for the bottom keep. And Lunara is also low. Panda Colada has to be really, really careful here. Yeah, in comes the play. And this, honestly, with the Siege Giants and the Catapult too, should be the end of the keep. If they apply the pressure, they might be able to pull it off right now. Then again, Nuburak is soon going to be back. So, yeah, seems like they're going to let this slide for now. Ultralisk, on the other hand, jumps in, gets a couple of shots off, and then moves back out. But it's a 4-level lead right now. 4-level lead. Okay. I mean... even if you go for a 5-man team wipe at this point, how do you finish that off? That's the next question. How do you get that done? Like, I honestly don't know. So, time will tell. By now, we have on level 16 also the cleansing touch, so he's not going full aggression with this. They don't get the extra punch for him. But they're going for the additional camps. And they're probably going to try to make another play before the blue team reaches level 16. I mean, then again, even if they don't, honestly, it doesn't even matter too much. You have both options here. You can either try to play a bit more aggressive right now, or you can just still decide that you're going for a soak on all 3 lanes and aim for an early level 20, which you will definitely get way before the Academy hits their Storm Talents, and that will give you an incredible time window. But they're going for that fight that I just talked about a second ago. At least they're attempting initially to make it happen. But they have to move away here. Nice Wailing Arrow by Sylvanas. Well played against Ultralisk. He's still alive, but he's incredibly low. They come in with a Riptire, and there's the hit. Cookie nearly dies to it, and in comes Banana H with Karazim and just punches them down. The 7-sided strike, the stun, and the end of a Blaze. Nicely done by Ultralisk and his boys, especially Banana H in this case, using his Karazim as a finisher. They're coming in again against Stukov this time to drop him too. Seems like Panda Colada, no, he was not able to take down Muradin. Banana H was ready with another heal just before the dwarf was in trouble. And they still don't have level 16. They still don't have level 16 here. Finally it drops into their hands, and that gives us the epicenter. But boy, it looks like it might also be just another Dragonite. And with that, they would go for core, because level 20 is going to be available to them in a few seconds. Dino already taking this. Down here, control has been claimed. And in comes Ultralisk with another Dragonite, and now the option to move straight back down to the bot lane. They got the Cannonball, they got the Transgression. Cooldowns are mostly ready. The ones that aren't will soon be back. And here, another 7-sided. Big damage. Bit of an ass-kicking on Nuburak as he gets punted across the screen by the Dragonite. And Cookie is fully isolated here. Tries to get away. Dragon's Breath nearly finishing him off. But they keep him alive, at least for now. The problem is that everybody is now moving straight back down to the bot lane. Top side with the double catapult pressure is also taking more damage. But the blue team can't worry about that. They have to attempt to defend their core, and it's not going to be easy. Masquerade with a big jump straight into the opponent's team, looking for that Stormbolt, for that stun, for that setup. But it is an attack against Hogger. that starts the fight off, and the Academy is coordinating this very nicely. They get the kill, but can they keep everybody alive to deal with the Dragonite? Because Sylvana, she's low, trying to get away, and is able to escape. Even Ultralis was aiming for it, but the core is falling, and it's falling quickly. It's not looking good for the Academy, and the blue team falls as we have Team winning the tiebreaker and advancing to the next round of the qualifier. Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV. Okay, after the little extra map that we just had because of the tiebreaker, we're now heading into the actual semi-final. And we have Battlefield of Eternity as our first map in the best of 3 this time. Now, again, we are on day number 2. So, through the group stage that we had on day 1, we have now 4 teams that we narrowed it down to. And those teams are playing out a pretty normal bracket to determine who ends up qualifying for the Masters Clash directly and who only gets a couple of points and has to try again next week. Team Kayak is going up against Team Rage Quit, which is actually kind of interesting. I already alluded to it a little bit in the last game that I commentated, but because of the 2 groups taking place at the same time, there's an insane amount of games that are played out simultaneously. So 6 in total, actually, since it's a round robin in every single group. And interestingly enough, all of the games that I commentated of Team Kayak were apparently the games where they struggled and either lost or, well, drew even and tied. But now we are having them as second place. So they actually took second place in the group, whereas the Hardos came in first place. So now it's Team Rage Quit against Team Kayak to determine which one of these 2 teams moves on into the final of qualifier number 1. And yeah, it's kind of wild. Because after the games that we saw, I mean, you have to remember, right? I'm also only getting in the picture of the games that I actually commentate. Because yesterday there was no source where we could follow the results of the other games, and since we had one game coming in after another, there was just nothing to do there. So my perception was that Team Rage Quit was doing exceptionally well in their group, but I still had them below Team Wah. And, well, that didn't happen, so Team Rage Quit took first place in group number 2. But in group number 1, it was clear that the Hardos were absolutely dominating. But outside of that, just looking at it, it seemed like we had Rospier Dole doing well. It seemed like a couple of the other teams were also in a pretty good position to maybe aim for second spot. But I definitely didn't have Team Kayak listed as coming in second place. So it's a little bit cool to see that they were able to pull through after all. I guess the best way to think about it is that these group stage matches are a bit of a glimpse, a window into what's happening there, but of course the real action comes in today when we have our semifinals and also the grand final here in this first qualifier. So there's a lot that gets banned out on Battlefield of Eternity that targets the Immortal directly. As you can see from Limo locking in Tracer very early, they're not necessarily thinking about just winning the Immortal race, but instead it's very much about them taking the opponent's team out. And of course in the X Cup already we saw that Limo really likes to play his Tracer. Very good at it too. It's obviously a bit of a different thing when you're playing your Tracer and you're going up against well-oiled machine like the Hardos or Team Wah, but Limo in general, he loves to play that hero and he's doing well with it. So, well, here we go. We got the ban on Anna just to make sure that Li Ming doesn't get the nano boost. Nuburak has been taken together with her. Now that they're heading into the second double pick, they can not only start taking care of their support, but Stukov, by the way, is still up if you want to go for a bit of a sniper composition. But they could also technically go into another hero that can do a bit of work with the Immortal. And they're going for Anduin. Anduin and Hogger, which leaves up Genji and Anduin as a combo. So there's that. Blaze has been banned, Hogger has been taken. So now in the side lane you can still go into a Dehaka if you want to run a bit of a global here. There it is, Dehaka gets taken. But we could see that Genji. Genji plus Li Ming, always a good combo, was great in the days of HTC and still is. Sylvanas gets locked in from Team Rage Quit, so that makes it even more likely. With a good combo here, you could make some plays. You gotta of course keep Tracer in mind, but yep, here he is, Genji. They go for him, Battlefield of Eternity, map number 1 in the best of 3. Well, let's get the party started, everybody. Let's find out what Team Kaya can do here against Team Rage Quit. Kayak against Rage Quit, game number 1. Master Chips is playing Hogger on the first map. We got J-Heart on Liming, Pepe Hands on Genji, Torjan on Anuburak, and Link on Anduin. On the right side of the map, Team Rage Quit with Shizakid on Murden. We got Shayu on Dehaka. And we got Limu with Tracer, Alex Batman on Rega, and No Game, No Life playing Sylvanas in the first game of the series. So again, just to emphasize this, despite the fact that they were in the same group, then Team Rage Quit took first place in their group, which is why they are now settled up in the semifinal against the second place of Group 1, Team Kayak. So let's see if they can move this forward to the final of the first qualifier and maybe get that ticket for Paris, or how this is gonna play out. They're already getting aggressive right from the beginning here, with Limu diving in deep to attempt to make a play for Nuburak, but also going far out here. Both of them under attack. Genji is coming in. Tracer zipping back out. Limu is very low, but there's no Swift Strike apparently. And Murden is the one to finish the job and take Genji down. One Shimada already dead. The rest of the team on the run. And we just have a mad brawl here. Lanes completely ignored. Minions, they don't give a fuck. Experience, what are you talking about? We're going face, my friend. We're going full on for the kills, and they get 3 of them. They take down Anduin, they take down Liming. Initially it was Genji that died, and that's 3 kills to 0 in favor of Team Rage Quit, as they are doing work. Nicely done. That was a very good start into the game. So now the top lane pressure right here, as they're starting to move for the wall as well. No Game No Life is trying to slowly take this down. Torjan is eating a lot of damage with his Inubarak. Yeah, they're trying to go down at the bot lane for the first camp here. So, yeah, a little bit of ping spam for Alex Batman. Limu just dancing around them as much as he can. And here comes Murden with another jump and Stormbolt, but this time he is going for the zoning Stormbolt instead, so couldn't get anything there. Topside damage. They try to go for a kill on Nubarak, and they get him. But Sylvanas, not only did she get the kill on Nubarak after Dehaka died, but yeah, she also nearly got the kill on Genji, and is still looking to see if she can maybe, just maybe, get a drop on Hoga too, but not in this case. So I like how aggressive everybody is here. We're only 2 minutes into the game and we already have 5 kills, and they are just going from one brawl situation into the next. It's definitely very entertaining. They both want to make a statement on map number 1 and just leave their mark on the series. With the camps taken for both teams, the Shaman camps are going to travel through the lane while the objective is up. Just now announced, and they're still fighting over another camp at the top, and there's the drag, and that has to be a kill unless nice. That was cool. I was just about to say unless he has the cooldown ready, but as it turns out, even with a cooldown, look at Sylvanas following that up with the wave. So check this one out. The second that Genji goes, she already knows where he's headed. There's the wave, he doesn't even see it, plays with the vision and takes Genji out. Very smooth play from No Game, No Life. They get the double kill, they take the camp, and now they can, with 2 camps and Sylvanas, push the top lane while the Immortal is already up, and they're doing a lot of work here. The wall is gone, there's some pressure on the fort, and they can always fall back towards the Immortal and try to take that first while the blue team still defends. But yeah, that was very nicely done. Mirrodin is still getting some XP down at the bottom of the map. The added advantage that they have through this is also that level 7 is in reach. And that is another lead that you have in the first Immortal fight. So in comes the play. They're trying to make a move for Alex Batman in this case. Nice moves by Master Chips on his Hogger, and that finally gives him a kill. Rhaegar is down, so without a support, this is going to be a tricky fight for them. Sylvanas and Mirrodin are still burning down the Immortal, at least trying to, but they're low. And the entire composition that they're running here isn't really designed to win the Immortal fight. So they are more looking to get kills. And they got a lot of them throughout this game. But losing Rhaegar was definitely a setback. And they lose the halftime show. So Tracer is still playing with Hogger down at the bottom of the map. And here comes the next jump. Stormbolt! A drag attempt here from the Haka as they're looking for another kill. The defense is set up, but Li Ming can now throw out one combo after another, and she's whittling this Immortal down slowly but steadily. The level 7 talents are neat, but they're not doing anything for them just now. And now that Genji was able to take Tracer down, this is even worse. So not only does the blue team catch up in experience, but they're also getting the first objective with ease and have now a 60% shield on the Immortal that they can use to maybe even go for fort number 1. The pressure will apply at the top lane. And, well, this needs to be stopped somehow. Sylvanas is probably their best chance, their best shot at that. But this definitely made things very interesting now. If Rhaegar dies here, if Inubarak connects at start and Rhaegar dies, that would have been a nightmare. But they are at least able to keep everybody in play, and now they can use that to defend the top lane. The Haka even waddling his way up towards the top. Muradin barely hopping out. Got put into a corner there, but was able to escape. The wall will fall though. And another drag. I gotta say, the Haka is landing one after another here. One tong after another, but everybody's rather low. Genji poking, waiting for a Swift Strike opportunity that hasn't presented itself yet. But after the wall is gone, the Immortal gets eliminated. So far so good. Now, they are catching Genji, and I said already earlier that the Haka is just landing one tong after another, and that was true here too. So they get the kill, but they also lose Rhaegar at the same time. Bit of body blocking against Lynx. Anduin will likely take him down. Anduin? No way. Wow. Anduin gets out! But Li Ming didn't. Li Ming dies at the top. Another drag. This time he barely gets out of harm's way with the burrow. The problem for them is that they still need to go down to the bot lane and deal with this, because Holger has been pushing the entire time. But if you just look at the experience, thanks to all of the kills that they got, they are now at 8 kills to 4 at level 10, way before we have it for Team Kayak. So it's not too bad. They can't take the camp, but the Haka moved down with this global and takes the experience. So yeah, as long as he doesn't fall to this, they're going to be fine. And he is making it out here. But there's a heavy aggression happening now, because the top lane gets pressured by the red team. The blue team is just responding in kind at the bottom of the map. But this is going to cost them the wall at their keep if they don't pay attention. And they're not moving back in time. So right now, they're doing some work down here, but the Hearthstones are just now starting, and this might be a little bit too late. You literally have a Sylvanas against you. They got a Sylvanas against them, and she is pushing with the team, and they take this wall down easily. So that was a bit of a miscalculation here from Team Kayak. They did damage down at the bottom of the map, but they won't even be able to take the fort down. So it will fall eventually. I mean, eventually we're going to have either Nubarak or anybody else moving in and finishing it off. But they are still now in a position where they have lost a lot more, couldn't trade evenly, and are also giving up some hit points on the Immortal. Here comes the engage with the light bomb, not with Genji, but with the Nubarak. Muradin is able to jump out. Yeah, has already used his avatar too. Rhaegar got cocooned, they go for the kill, but the Self-Ancestral keeps him alive. And now the fight is starting to turn against the blue team. Another drag, but Muradin is in trouble. Shizaki jumps out, gets the heal. Li Ming dies on the left side, no resets for her. And Limu is trying to follow up with a second kill, aiming for Anduin. Can't take him down, but they're able to take Inubarak apart. Genji still on the run, but their Immortal is wide open. So that's 10 kills to 4, and they are way ahead at this point. Really well done. Currently 28,000 damage for Sylvanas. We have Tracer with 23k. I mean, even she is ahead the top damage of what Team Kayak is bringing to the table here, considering that Li Ming and Genji are pretty much tied on roughly 21,000. Camps are now taken as well. Halftime show already recovered. And this is a cool game. I mean, it's a lot of back and forth action. Initially it was Team Rage Quit that got easy kills as we were brawling it out at the start. Now a bit of a different setup. Stun into stun potentially. Does she get out? No. Tracer is dead. These are exactly the moves that Team Kayak has to make in these situations, and they did it before, and they're doing it again. Cocoon gets used to try and isolate Sylvanas a little bit. They're also going for Muradin. They really have to pick their target here, and that's a beautiful combo. Sylvanas comes out of the cocoon and gets sliced away within a second. The Li Ming combo just way too much. Now they also lose the Haka and the bottom fort. Now, the problem is the top lane, because someone needs to head back and deal with it, and honestly, I don't know who will. Master Chips is trying. He might be too late here. He might honestly be too late. with a double catapult doing damage and the cam, I'm not so sure if they can save this keep. Now, yes, the fight over the Immortal is obviously also pretty impactful, but he's losing a lot there. Now, the keep might still be in play, but it's going to be incredibly low and ripe for the picking. So, here comes another move. Level 13 is available for the red team. Obviously, they now lost a lot on their Immortal, but they are turning it still towards the blue team, take down the objective, and lock another one in without a problem. Genji with a 4-man light bomb then again. They're trying for the fight, but Anduin is a bit too far forward, and that's the end of Link. That is the end of him. Nice move, beautiful Wailing Arrow against Li Ming as Sylvanas comes in for the hits, so they're getting another kill here. And now that they're making plays for Hogga and for Genji, we might even see another fall. They're going at the bottom of the map right for Nuburak. He survives. Immortal is now moving in. Sylvanas is enhancing the push even further. And this is just a disaster currently for Team Kayak. The Kayak is sinking, and it's sinking very, very quickly. They lost Genji too, so now we're looking at 13 kills to 7. The top keep nearly down. Limu has to pause the game to pat himself on the shoulders a little bit after that last fight. So he's just sitting here like, oh my god, I really did some damage there, didn't I? Then he checks the board and sees that Sylvanas is still 4,000 ahead of him, and he's just going for Sad Panda. So, yeah. But still, great kills for them. Top keep is up for grabs, so they can try and move towards the top with the Haka now and take it apart. While Genji is gone, the rest of the team now has an opportunity to go straight for keep number 2. Now, one keep should fall here. I don't really think that they can necessarily take the bot keep here. You have to keep in mind that both of the teams are now on level 13 talent, so there's no talent advantage for Team Rage Quit. But with Sylvanas, they can enhance this push a bit further. The Immortal doesn't have shields anymore. That's the only problem for them here. But as long as they break through the wall, they should be happy with that. But I assume that the Haka or someone else is going to try and take this out. Now, this is probably what they should aim for. Hogga is already on the way, so it seems like they're going to make sure that the waves are not pushing in. So it stands to reason that a push towards the top from the red team might be the smarter move here, just ensuring that the keep falls. Currently they're not doing this. They're attacking on 2 fronts, with the Haka being the only one that controls the top. And that should force Hogga back top, because he actually moved down to the bottom to defend here. Which, yeah, does make sense, as long as they can make sure that he's back at the top lane in time. So both of the keeps are taking damage now. But, yeah, up at the top lane, the keep is not going to fall yet. But it's, yeah, doesn't have a bright future ahead of him. Unless somebody morphs into an Abathar and gets a mule into play, this thing is not going to make it through the game. And level 16 talents are getting a bit closer, slowly but steadily too. More bot lane pressure, juking the cocoon! Nice! Yeah, always kind of nice if they're going for the cocoon joke. I mean, we've seen a couple of real clutch ones lately, but, well, let's take another look at this one. Already saw that one coming, so Tracer's just sitting tight. They know that the cocoon is coming, and then the second it gets thrown out, Limo just recalls away from it. They don't control the recall spot perfectly, and that allows Tracer to escape here. Another quick move for the tank. This time it's a Nuburak that gets attack pulled out by Anduin. And can they get the kill after all? Torjan trying to escape, and he's making it out. But the fight continues, and this time Tracer's dead. Tracer is dead, but so is Anduin. Anduin eliminated. Level 16 talents are now ready. Genji on the run. Ooh, and he gets out. But they're going to lose that bottom keep, aren't they? Or especially if the Nuburak dies, then for sure. And the Beetle is down. Beetle is gone. And the keep gets attacked. Top keep still standing. They're very obsessed with the keep at the bot lane, as you can tell. They could have taken the top keep down multiple times now, but instead they're just damaging the one at the bottom of the map. I mean, even if they just would have moved topside with the 4 that they have, they could have taken it out thanks to Sylvanas. But as it stands, the Immortal is coming up, so everybody is just focused on taking the next objective here as well. So, yeah, there's that. But okay, so top side, a little bit more experience, a little bit more wave clear for them, trying to further that push, but they need to start with the objective. Level 16 is of course crucial here, and in this case we got the Dwarf launch, the synergy with the heavy impact, and also the Dwarf block on level 1. And talking about synergy, the same pattern follows for Rhaegar, who went into this build. And talking about Rhaegar, Rhaegar got wrecked absolutely murdered. Wailing Arrow and another kill, but this time against the blue team. Kill for kill. Sylvanas is dead too. Genji, the isolation, and he's dead. Blow for blow here as the blue team also gets level 16. 18 kills, 19 kills to 10. We already got 29 kills here, and they're aiming for the 30. As the 3-man that is still available for Team Rage Quit is hunting heroes. Especially Limo. Can't stop, won't stop. One hit after another against the Nubarak, who makes it out. Li Ming has escaped to the right side of the map and is barely hearthing out as the Haka deals with the bot lane. Top Keep is still standing, but is also soon going to be attacked by the catapult here. The Immortal, that's a different story. Yeah, that bad boy is down to 50%. So here he gets attacked again, and they are going to lock this in very... I mean, it's to be assumed that they can get this one. Unless there's a small miracle happening here. So yeah, it's a wild game. It is definitely a wild game. 45,000 damage by Genji. He died 5 times though. 5 deaths on Genji. Yep. They're looking for another kill against the Nubarak. Oh boy. Oh boy, nice pull. Li Ming nearly fell, but they were able to get that one. Light bomb again, and they're trying to follow up with the kill, but here comes the Ancestral. Even the X-Strike couldn't do anything for them. Anduin is dead, so is Nubarak. Everybody else trying to jump out here. Limu follows, and there's the kill. Oh, yes, there it is. Li Ming comes in and get it. That's the moment when you're just hoping that you have dominance and then realize that it's triumvirate instead. But it seems like J-Heart is able to make it out of the fight after all. Top Keep has finally fallen. The Keep at the bottom of the map is also getting attacked, and the Immortal is going to take that down for sure. And I think at this point, there's no doubt anymore who's going to win game number 1 in this best of 3 series, as Li Ming dies. Finally, they're making the play for Genji. He's also dead. 5-man team wipe, and that's the play for the core and for victory in game number 1 of the best of 3. GG, and well done as Team Rage Quit takes the lead in this series. Game number 2. Game number 1 was exciting, not gonna lie. A nice back and forth, but now we're heading into Infernal Shrines, which is the second map between the teams. This is a best of 3 series, since we are in the semifinal of the tournament. So day 2 continues, and I hope that this map is gonna be as action-packed as the first one was. Very nice one though. How many kills did we have total towards the end? 33, 35? So yeah, they definitely went at it. Now, we got Sylvanas banned right away, and Jojo gets banned too. On Infernal Shrines, she obviously gets extra value, so yeah, they got rid of her. But yeah, I'm a little bit curious. I'm excited to see what they can do right now. There's a couple of combos that we could also see on this map. I mean, generally speaking, Vala is obviously still very good here. You can either go for the double support auto attack style, or you can just simply head into a multi-shot build and capitalize a bit on the AoE towards the objective. Junkrat is great. Blaze, huge. So, yeah. But same is also true to a lot of these supporting characters like Lucio, who can then just empower rotations very quickly, has a sound barrier, depending on what he wants to go for with his ult, but yeah. Okay, so we got Rega and Hogger for the ping pong play on the shrine over Blaze. So now we have a few options. You can go Blaze, you can go into the Janitor, if you want to play with Leoric here. Dehaka, still very good, but usually plays second fiddle to Blaze, so I would expect him to be taken. But let's see what the double pick brings us now. Yeah, because right now, Brightwing Hanzo. Honor! A little soy boy over here. I wonder if you like... Yeah, Hanzo is a funny one. One of the most hated heroes, together with Genji, I'd say. And of course, our Nexus Mosquito. Good old Tracer with a Fly Swatter. Look at that, Diablo and Tychus. So picking the two of them in tandem, so that Tychus can't be picked against the back boy. Can't exploit that hit point pool too heavily with the bigger they are. And Tychus, obviously, with Odin, is also very good on Infernal Shrines. Can control it a lot. Oftentimes you see it popped around 20 stacks. That usually gives you a very good position to take the entire objective. And, well, let's see what the last ban is here. So looking at Limo and thinking what he is going to play, we could see him with Genji, of course, too. I mean, Limo pretty much like does what Nick does for the Hardos, for his teams, always looking, you know, at these mobile assassins that can do some work. But he has also played some real different heroes. His hero pool is sometimes a little bit wild. So I'm curious to see what he's going to take here. If we maybe get a mage from him, for example, to just get the extra AoE on the shrine. Infernal Shrines is a map where occasionally you will get a Gul'dan. Can definitely help you. More so when he completes his Echoed Corruption. Always assuming he goes into that. Most Gul'dan still use that build, but we have seen variations, especially on Tomb of the Spider Queen, with a full Fel Flame setup. Oh, and they go for Varian and Leo. So Leo over Blaze and Varian. It's an interesting Varian pick right now. Blaze got banned, so that's why they went Leo, so they could have taken the Haka. But Varian is wild. What are they going to do with Varian here? Varian into a Brightwing Poly. What is Limo going to take to bring this together a little bit more? And Alex Straza on the other... Oh, they went for both. They got Dragon Queen and they got Odin. Woo! They go full NA. NA did that in HGC for quite some time. That was a standard strategy for the North American teams. But yeah, Varian without a Stukov, without a Malfurion, only the Brightwing Polymorph as a follow. And, I guess, Leo. With Entomb later, or an arrow from Hanzo, if he's in a good position for it. But we need more damage. Maiev, alright, the tether right behind it. Game number 2, everybody. Infernal Shrines, Team Rage Quit up against Team Kayak. Let's go, let's find out who takes the second game of the series. Game number 2. Team Kayak has some work ahead of them if they want to tie the series and then pull ahead and move on to the grand final of the first qualifier for the Masters Clash. We got them on the left side in blue with Master Chips on Hogger, Torjan on Diablo, J-Hart is playing Tychus. We got Link on Alexstrasza and Mephisto played by Pippins. And on the right side of the map, it's Shizakid with Varian. Limu on Maiev. Brightwing is played by Alex Batman. We got No Game, No Life on Hanzo this time. And as you can tell, we have a Pipu Shai on Leoric. Okay. Leo in the house. And with Varian, I want to see what we're going to get. I mean, there's always the chance that they're going to go for Smash instead. But I doubt it a little bit. I mean, Taunt is still picked in 99% of the games that Varian is being played. If there is the lone person out there that still thinks that Twin Blades has a place in competitive play, then I'm not sure if I should be sorry for you or just laugh at you. But yeah, so Twin Blades obviously is an absolute meme talent. And it's kind of fun when you're playing quick match with your buddies. Or if you're going for a full 5-man and you want to fun around a little bit. But if you're actually playing in a competitive environment, Twin Blades is just hot garbage and always has been. There was literally never a time in Heroes Esports where Twin Blades was an actual thing. Outside of one team maybe picking it because they thought they were a little bit edgy. So it's all about the taunt, and every once in a while in the Blue Moon you're gonna get a Smash play. But let's see how Shizakid is gonna play it out. If we're gonna have Varian yelling all day long and trying to get the extra damage connected on a single target, or if they're trying to use it to simply control the front line and open up some kill opportunities. The stacks are coming together already pretty quickly for Mephisto. He's sitting at 10 now for his level 1 talent. Diablo is obviously trying to go for the same thing, and well, there's kill number 1. They collapsed onto Hogger from more or less every single angle and were able to lock the kill in against the side laner. So good job. That allows Leo to control the top a bit. They had to give up the bottom camp then again. So, yeah. And here we go. We have the next move already on the left side from Shizakid. Taunt is in for Varian as well. No shouting this time. And on top of this, the magic spit, disgusting. And the paralyzing rage. I just imagine like being on the blue team and then you have Brightwing coming around. So first of all, it's already a fucking fruit fly that you have to deal with in the first place, and they are annoying as hell. And then it spits on you too. I mean, everybody that had fruit flies at any point in their life in their kitchen knows that these guys are just simply disgusting. And it's super annoying to just get rid of them. You have to go for those stupid fruit fly traps, and then it's like, ugh. But imagine them being big enough that they can spit at you. I'm like, what? Yeah, that is just nasty. Master Assassin, by the way, on level 4, so fully speccing into Odin here. Keep in mind, they got the Dragon Queen and they got Odin, so they have 2 transformations. The only thing that they could do to make this even more annoying is to pick Tassadar as well and then go into Archon. And then you go Bloodlust. Good old school setup. Odin, Archon, Bloodlust. Pop the Dragon Queen in there too. And just go ham in every single team fight. Hit them hard and take them down. So yeah, either way, the first objective is already up top side. Obviously, you're fighting for level 7 more so than anything else now to get a slight advantage on the first one. Yeah, could even go for the taunt. Yeah, and they do, so that Leo can connect the drain. That's some nice damage, but Alexstrasza heals that out very quickly. So not really a big deal just yet. The level 7 talents that they now have, that's the lead that they were looking for. We got the Victory Rush. Shiza Kid is already starting to rush in, but they've taken full control now of the shrine. Initially it was the blue team that got the stacks, but now it's Mephisto that rotates between the mid and the bot lane in an attempt to give them the extra talent. There's no level 10 abilities just yet, so that means they can only rely on the Dragon Queen and nothing else. Link could pop that and probably will during this fight. I mean, there's 2 ways they can do this. Either they can just sacrifice and say, okay, we're going to use the Dragon Queen for the defense, or they can say, we can still win this, and let's move in for it. So we got with level 7 now, the Verdant Flourish. They go for Varian at the front. Mephisto is down. Hanzo soloed him in the middle. Dragon Queen has been used, but now they're in an awkward spot because even with the Dragon Queen, they're behind in stacks and they just lost Mephisto. So the fight continues. They're jumping in again. Limu's maybe a little bit too deep, but they still get the Diablo kill. He falls to Tychus though. So it's a kill for a kill, but they're pulling massively ahead on the first shrine, and that will give them the Punisher in the first one. So yeah, nicely done. Therefore the move straight into the top lane, and they're already taking one of the towers down before the Punisher's even there. So now you really gotta bait this one over. That's exactly what's going on. And that's 58 points of Mephisto gone right away. Since this is a frozen Punisher, that thing is super scary. Inbuilt Sylvanas here too. And they got the wall, and they're gonna get it to 50%, I guess. So that's actually a really nice start into the game for them. And they're getting more than that. Damn, they're also chunking Dibbles down pretty heavily. They're gonna get a kill here, aren't they? Yeah, they're gonna go for the kill. There's the tether, and Diablo is down again. He just came back. He came, he saw, and he died. Veni, Vidi, BG. Easy kill on Dibbles, the Lord of Terror. And they kill the Lord of Hatred as well. So both of them are down. The big evil's my ass. Easy kills right there. The brothers are down. And that was way too easy. I mean, if you could have pulled that off in Diablo 2, whew, like we kittens. There's a level 10. They are ahead by an entire level. 5 kills to 1. And we get, first of all, the Warbringer. And also Dragon's Arrow with Brightwing going into the Blink heal. Down to the bottom of the map, seems like they're aiming for... No, they're just double checking if maybe someone is trying to sneak the camp, but that hasn't really happened, so yeah, they're fine. And they're still waiting for the next one. I don't really think that Mephisto wants to fight this, so popping over the wall to try and get some damage out, fair enough. But more than that, I would advise against it. If he really wants to take up the fight without level 10 abilities, that's a Sudoku move in the making. And there's the arrow, there's the entomb, the tether, but where's the damage, baby? Where's the damage? That is not enough, I'm sorry, but a few of these guys were missing. That was a nice move initially to target them there, but they need more if they really want to get the kill. So right now we got Lifebinder, we got the Durance of Hate, and there's jumping into the battle once more. Yeah. I mean, Mephisto is obviously just chunking out big damage, and he will do even more so in the later stage of the game, especially if he's able to pick up his level 20. Mephisto is already top damage for the team, but he's also down now. So here comes the next taunt as Shiza Kid is making another play. Lifebinder is keeping Diablo alive, but they are with the back to the wall now. They are still behind in experience. Leo is dominating the top lane and pushing it back as Hogger is trying to rotate between mid and top to somehow stop him and push him back a bit. But unless they're starting to get kills here, maybe now against Maiev, they're going to be in trouble. And Maiev gets barbecued. Maiev gets barbecued. Brightwing moved in, but it wasn't enough. And that's finally a kill for Team Kayak that they could try to use to follow up with more. And they want to go for Hanzo, but it's Diablo that's in trouble. And she's a kid, and you guys, oh, get wrecked. The ragdoll. He hits the arrow full into the face of Alexstrasza, and she just gets kicked across the screen. There's a lot of momentum there. Leo also dead in the middle. I mean, he'll be back. But yeah, these kills with an Hanzo arrow are always kind of funky. So here comes Brightwing. They try to go for the next one, and they get Mephisto. Yeah, he survives for a second, but obviously he's down now. So that's 8 kills to 3 and level 13 just before the next objective spawns. That's a big lead for objective number 2. Yeah. Now, we have 45,000 damage for Hanzo. I mean, he is doubling the damage that Mephisto does at this point. He's doubling it. There's a lot of poke damage involved here, of course, too, but I guess you can make the same argument for both of the heroes. Now, Odin is up, and you also have a 5 versus 5. They're popping Odin immediately. They're not even trying to get to level 13 before they take the fight here. So in comes the play for Horga. Nice attempt by Alexstrasza, but it didn't work, and now 2 of them are down. 3 are already dead, and boy, are they suffering here. Seems like they're gonna lose Mephisto again. He gets taunted and he dies. Varian comes in and just yells straight in his face. Diablo was always the more dangerous evil, and Mephisto just can't stand that. I mean, he hates that line. So he starts attacking him right away, and yeah, that's all it is. So, well, as it stands, this is how the fight went. So they're starting the battle out with the kill on Hogger. Alexstrasza was going in for the save, and then she herself gets caught. And that's, of course, 3 down very quickly. The objective, as it happens, hasn't really been advanced yet, by the way. So we're going to have a 5 versus 5 potentially up again. But most of the ults are already out on the blue team side. They still got the shockwave for Hogger, and they got Lifebinder back. Quest is also now completed for Alexstrasza. So that helps Diablo a little bit, I assume. Went into Devil's Due on level 1. 20 stacks to 7. Durance of Fate. Can they get a kill? Shizakid. Nope, he's still alive. Dragon Queen is operating. That's what a real dragon looks like. Are you paying attention, Brightwing? And there's the arrow. Bam! Straight into the face of Diablo. They want to go for him again, and they can't get the kill this time. But we have the side laners both dying. Both of them gone as Hogger and Leo have fallen. 16 so close now. But also the objective, 25 to 27 stacks, and Hanzo gets murdered. Yeah, this time there was no D.Va to save Hanzo. Diablo came in and just slammed his head into a wall and crushed him. No D.Va to save the day here. Level 16 is in. They got the talent lead, but they might still lose the objective. We already have 36 stacks for the blue team. They lost the fight significantly earlier, but now they're able to get at least the Mortar Punisher. They're still losing the second fight for it, though. Now that Mephisto is down, Alexstrasza is also dead. They go for Tychus, and yep, he is dead too. They might even be able to get Diablo. I'm not quite sure why he popped the Lightning Breath here. Maybe he thought he could get a counter kill, but that's not a thing. So, yeah, there's that. Now they're coming for another one. Jesus, they're getting everybody here, aren't they? Polymorph, Taunt. They come in for Horga, and he's gone. 5-man team wipe. The Mortar Punisher is the only survivor on the blue team, and, well, he is busying himself on the fort a bit. But they are already stealing the camp away on the top left, and they can take down the wall now too. 62,000 damage for Hanzo, 19 kills to 6. I mean, they're continuing with the mad kills here. Yeah, kill after kill after kill. We are more or less used to it now from game number 1, but they're just continuing that trend. The interesting part, by the way, is that both of the teams are now even in structures. Not even kidding. Both of the teams are even in structures. I know it doesn't feel like that. And especially with the big gap in kills, it feels a bit silly. But we have 1 fort down on each side. And that is literally it. Now the big advantage for Team Rage Quit is that they currently have such a huge lead in experience that level 20 is going to be happening sooner for them. but the arrow misses. They're still trying to get a kill on Diablo. He already died 4 times, and I guess this is going to make number 5. But then Alexstrasza is ready with a life binder. Nice. Neat. And here comes the shockwave. Only hitting Brightwing. They're still looking for kills, but they can't get any here. Leo, he might go down, and yes, he does. I was waiting for him to ghost out, but apparently he didn't have the cooldown ready. So Leoric turns into Leorki. And Hoka gets murdered by Hanzo. Thinks he can survive there, and then gets absolutely crushed. Hanzo turns it around, and yeah, shoots the arrow straight between the eyes. 86 stacks for the Mithril Mace on Leo, who went into an auto attack style with his level 13 and 16. Mephisto still struggling a bit, went into missiles on 13 and 16 now as well. Even talents at least, I mean, boys, this is a wild one. It's all over the place. They're just brawling, brawling, brawling. Another save on Diablo with another life binder. That's the second one in this fight. Hanzo finally falls, and they're trying for more kills. Seems like Leo was hoping to take Mephisto down, but now he's in trouble. He's not the only one. Down here, we could see Limo fall. Diablo going too deep and dying. What is happening in this game? 21 kills to 8, but Team Kayak just doesn't stop and is all of a sudden pushing for the fort. Also, we're having Mephisto ramping up his damage massively. I say that just as he dies again, but can you imagine him hitting his 20? Now another kill, Variant down, Alexstrasza down. It's an absolute graveyard play. They are turning Infernal Shrines into a graveyard. It's a total bloodbath here. We are above 30 kills already. Leo dies again, another kill. My F is down, and this is just nasty. Top damage on the blue team is Tychus. Diablo, he's at 48,000. There's a shrine up now too that nobody gave a shit about so far. They're starting to slowly move towards the top. But he has just brawl after brawl after brawl. 7 deaths on Mephisto. 2 only on Tychus. And it's wild. But the problem, as the dust settles, is once again the experience lead that Team Ragequake has, because they will have the early level 20. Now, the good news is that 3 of them are still dead. So Team Kayak, they couldn't care less. They're just going for the top now to take another Punisher. And as long as they're keeping a few more heroes on the other lanes, they should also be able to soak some experience. If anything, I'm surprised that they have nobody in the mid lane to soak the XP there, because that would really help them. And they should have done that earlier when there was a 5 versus 3 on the map. But now the battle continues. Odin is up in another second. There's already the Entomb, the Buried Alive. They're making their plays for Diablo, and this time Torjan does not get a save from Alexstrasza, but he's able to make it out. No, there's the cleanup job by the janitor as Leo hits the swisher to the face and takes out the trash. So Diablo is down. They're still playing it out with another move on Tychus, and that's a kill straight up against Alexstrasza. Hanzo is dead. This is just nasty. What a game. This entire series is just bananas. Absolutely bananas. Another kill. This time it's Mephisto that dies. They're already at the keep. They're deciding that they don't even want to go for the objective. Why would they? They can just take the keep down. Hogga is the only survivor here, and they don't care. So that leaves them... I don't think they can go for... Can they go for core? 20 seconds for Diablo to come back? I mean, they might try. They're missing Hanzo. But with 14 seconds on Dibbles, I just don't see it happening. Maybe they got the damage, but I doubt it. They can do damage to the core, no question. But can they finish the job? Hogga is ready. Oh, they're actually chunking it down a little bit faster than I expected. Here comes Diablo. Tychus in 8. Do they have a chance? I think they're finishing it. Yeah, it looks like a 2-0. They got the damage output. They're moving in for it, and that is game. 27 kills against 12. And we have a 2-0 victory for Team Ragequake as they move on to the grand final.